Hey, it's Mr. Larrie, and I am so happy to be back in this apron. It feels like it's been forever. As of late, I've just been so freaking busy. And it's been all great stuff, I promise you. And you've probably seen some of it by now, especially if you are a friend of Joann stores like I am. In fact, this video is sponsored by Joann and Cricut, so thank you to both of them. I've been doing a lot of projects with Joann as of late. As you guys know, I frequent Joann stores for all of my craft supplies and things, and I have for years. It's really nice to be able to help represent a sector of crafters and makers and creative people that we don't often get to see promoted and shared with the world in that kind of way. So if it has to be me, I guess that's fine. No, I'm absolutely honored by just getting to partner with Joann and continue this crafting journey with some support. On that note, today we're going to be looking at the latest and greatest in crafting technology, the Cricut Maker 3. If you saw my previous video, I did an unboxing for this machine, and in that video I mentioned that I'd never actually used a Cricut machine before. Now, I've been absolutely head over heels in love with this thing, and I've barely done some of the things that you can do with it. You probably noticed some additions in the background here. I'm not 1000% certain that this is where we're gonna stay. But I had the idea and I wanted to try it, and with the Cricut Maker 3 and its incredible speed, this is a really easy project to try out, and if I don't like it, I can reposition the vinyl, I can take it down and move it elsewhere, I could try it in a different color. I'm gonna be rambling about the Cricut a lot today, and I'm gonna share with you 3 projects that you can do right here on this machine. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this large scale stuff and how easy it was to cut all of this in one go. And we'll do some other more traditional Cricut projects. And then one that I think is a little out there and I hadn't seen before, and I'm really excited to try with this machine. So I'm going to share those projects with you, and I'll just talk through each of the ones that I'm doing. So we're going to do 3 projects today. I hope y'all can hang with that, but it's gonna go by so fast. So let's get into today's projects and make some cool stuff. So for our first project, we'll be making large wall decals using the Cricut Smart Vinyl. This vinyl does not require a mat to print and can cut up to 12 feet at a time. So I have prepared my leopard spots in a vector space software and then uploaded those into the Cricut Design Space. The Cricut Design Space is really easy to use, and I'm sure I'll do a video on that another time. I've selected my material. Your Cricut will measure the material and then begin to make your cuts. So you can see my before wall here, and here I'm just putting on these decals just like they're giant stickers. Because of the size, I don't really need to use anything like transfer tape, but you certainly can try that. And so far these are the results. I may go back in and fill in some spaces with some smaller spots, or maybe switch some things around a little bit, but I'm really happy with it so far. Project 2 is a custom sweatshirt as seen on the Golden Girls, and I'll be using some Cricut Smart Iron-On for this project. I will type my design directly into the Cricut Design Space using the tools that they've set up for me already, including a t-shirt template, which makes this so much easier. I type in my message and I select the font that I want to use, and because this is such a really simple design, this is like a snap. It's so easy to do this in here. The only thing you want to make sure that you do is reverse this design before you cut it. For an iron-on design, it has to be in reverse, otherwise your design is going to be backwards on your shirt. Again, I set up my material, make sure that it's measured to the appropriate size, and again we're using smart materials, so we don't need a mat for this vinyl. And then I press play and the machine begins to cut. This t-shirt design cut in less than 5 minutes, probably less than 3 minutes, honestly. It was so incredibly fast. I did this another couple of times just as test runs, and I definitely have some tips that will be helpful for the next time I try this. But for now, I'm really happy with the way that it's coming out so far. It cuts so fast you barely have time to do a little dance. And once it's out of the Cricut machine, we'll start to weed this print. And that just means removing all of the excess vinyl or the excess iron-on that we don't need. There are ways to better prepare your work for this that will give you less waste product, but I kind of was rushing through this when I did it, and I was just really excited to see it. Here's a version that pays a little bit more attention to how much material you're using. Here I've trimmed off a lot of the larger sections that can actually be reused later so that I don't waste them. Once you've fully weeded your design using the Cricut tools or using your fingers or any combination of those, then you're ready to adhere this onto your shirt. And it's a really simple iron-on process. I'll be using transfer tape for this. So I use the Cricut transfer tape, apply this directly on top of the vinyl, and then I remove the vinyl backing. Next, I'll stick this directly onto the shirt, and then using a press cloth on top of the design, I'll use my iron to fuse it to the shirt. And typically you just do this for a few seconds and move around the design. It also recommends that you iron from the back side of your shirt after you're done to really make sure that it stays nice and adhered to the fabric. And I can't believe it's such a nice, soft iron-on material. For project 3, we're going to make some felt succulents using some Cricut felt and using a Cricut mat. Now this is a slightly older material, but of course you can still use all of these materials in your new Cricut machines, and you can use them with your existing mats. So here I'm using a standard mat with a piece of the felt in this sort of lovely green shade, and I have designed some different succulent petals that are being cut right now. The materials and tools that you can use with the Cricut machine are really broad. There are 300 plus materials, several different cutting utensils that you can use, and so finding the right combination of materials and blades and so forth can really be a lot of fun for you to explore, and I'm certainly looking forward to doing some of that myself. These felt succulents come together really easy with just a few dabs of hot glue. You can also color the edges of your felt with ink or markers to give it more dimensionality. There are lots of different patterns out there that can make these even more three-dimensional than the ones that I've just made here in the last 5 minutes or so. So these might look a little flat, they might look a little, you know, not fully alive just yet. But even just at this stage, I think you can see the possibility within a project working with flowers, succulents, whatever you like, in felt. And for a bonus project, I'm using some holographic vinyl, and this time I'm making both a sticker that has my name, Mr. Larrie, on it, but mostly I'm making this phone decal. I really love the texture and the colors within this vinyl, and I'm also really a big fan of Spaceship Earth, so I've taken the pattern from the outside of Spaceship Earth, or the Epcot ball, as a lot of people call it, and we're going to make this lovely phone decal for it. I just measured the phone, and then I made this all in Illustrator and then brought it into the Cricut Design space to cut. It's a little bit thin, it's a little bit fragile, but with a little time and patience, I think it came out really beautifully. I'm literally just getting started with this machine. There are so many videos out there by people far more skilled than I. It's so easy. It really is. If you can think of things in lines, yeah, it's so easy. I feel like I haven't talked to my friends, you guys, in a while. I've been incredibly busy, booked and blessed, as the children say. The latest project I've been working on behalf of Joann stores is a series of online sewing classes geared toward 8-year-olds to 14-year-olds who are interested in sewing in a serious way, but want to learn to do so with somebody like me, maybe specifically me. These classes are educational, and we go step by step into every project that we do, and your child, or you as the beginner to be honest, have the ability to step up your levels of skills with each class. So you can take all 5 classes, you can take just 1 class, but each class builds on the next and gives you a really easy way to get into sewing without all of the intimidation, and I'll show you specifics on how to use your sewing machine. So if you want more information on that, you can visit the link below, or be sure to follow and visit Joann.com. I'll keep you guys as posted as I can. Oh, my back. You guys, my next craft video. Oh. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Mr. Larrie's Craft Show and for following me on Instagram and TikTok at Mr.Larrie. If you don't already, head over there and you can get a glimpse into some of the other projects I work on in between these episodes and between making classes and sewing things and all the other wonderful fun projects I like to take on. And naps. I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope that you are staying healthy and safe and using your brains and being creative in some way as we head into this wonderful Pride Month, which also happens to be my birthday month. Just throw that out there. I need a nap. Bye!